Welcome to the Photography Opinion Podcast. We discuss all things photo, video, and camera related. I'm Ben Lucas.
And I'm Stuart Marlantis.
And this is Photo Op. Hello, Stuart. How you doing today, and what are we talking about?
Hey, Ben. Today, we are on a crusade to stop clickbait. This is hashtag stop clickbait. I have a bunch of questions for you, and these questions are actual headlines from fun clickbaity websites that I'm sure you're all familiar with. I'm not going to name any names, but you've probably seen them yourself. And these
we definitely need to stop these clickbait headlines.
Yeah, exactly. We need to stop these clickbaity headlines. So what we're doing is we're taking these headlines. I'm going to ask you them one after the other, and you're going to give me answers as quickly as possible. How does that sound?
That sounds good. Let's do this.
Alrighty. Question number 1. High-speed sync or neutral density filter?
They're basically the same. Gun to my head, ND filter.
All right. Landscape photography, HDR or ND grad filter?
HDR. No question.
Okay. Is dynamic range important in landscape photography?
Of course it is. That's a stupid question.
Do you need a tripod for landscape photography?
No.
How wide should a lens be for landscapes?
I actually read this article. So the article said 24 millimeters or wider. It would be really easy to dismiss this argument by just buy a 1635 or 1224 and be done with it. To which I say, yes, I agree. You should just do that. And yes, it does defeat the purpose of the article because it's a bad article.
Buy an ultra wide zoom.
Easy. It's one sentence. All right. Anyway.
As quickly as possible, Ben. We need to keep going.
Sorry.
Is aperture priority better than manual for landscapes?
Probably.
All right. Is aperture priority better than manual for street photography?
Yes.
Agreed. Is aperture priority better than manual for weddings?
No. Get the hell out of here with that noise. Absolutely not.
All right. Well, how bad exactly is shooting in JPEG?
It's so bad. You can deliver in JPEG, but don't shoot in JPEG.
Okay. Real estate photography, flash or HDR?
Ooh, flash.
Really
Always looks better.
Okay. Which camera is better?
The newer one, probably.
Rapid fire iPhone questions. Can you shoot fashion with an iPhone?
Yes.
Can you shoot product shots with an iPhone?
Yes.
Can you shoot landscapes with an iPhone?
Yeah, why are people obsessed with iPhones? Yes, you can shoot all of these things with an iPhone.
The iPhone has a camera on it, therefore you can shoot pictures with an iPhone. Why shouldn't you become a professional photographer, Ben?
Burnout. If you turn what you love into the thing that you do for a living, you burn out. That's why.
What is the blue moment?
Golden hour for hipsters. Actually, blue moment is technically like twilight. So if you really want to break down, it's golden hour then blue hour. But like it's when everything's blue instead of orange. Whatever. Same thing.
Why is curves better than levels?
They are exactly the same, except levels is curves for dummies, and you have less control.
What's the difference between saturation and vibrance?
Vibrance protects people's skin tones, specifically white people's skin tones. They're exactly the same thing, but it protects a lot of those tones in the red channel.
How do you get the right color balance in Lightroom?
Either click auto white balance or use the eyedropper tool.
How big can you print your photos?
Billboards, unless your camera is a potato.
What is the most common photography mistake?
The most common photography mistake. Having too many things in your frame.
Fair.
Newbies just pack everything in there. Isolate a subject.
Too busy.
There you go. Too busy.
This one end-of-year habit will make you a better photographer. What is it, Ben?
Print your photos.
All right. What compositional rule is often ignored?
Oh, God. There's so many different ways they could have gone with this article. I'm going to say, keeping the viewer in the picture, which is if you look at something and then all of the leading lines lead you out to the side of the frame, they are no longer looking at your photo. And if they're not looking at your photo, then you took a bad photo.
But Ben, how do you shoot dramatic beach portraits at sunset?
Use flash.
How do you create epic pet portraits?
Use flash.
How do you create stunning portraits with cheap on-camera flash?
You bounce the flash. All of these are just use flash. Instead of aiming the flash at your subject, you just tilt the swivel head and aim it at something really big. So it's like you have a big expensive softbox because you're bouncing it.
What do you think, Ben? Is social media ruining photography?
Yes.
How about, is this the only camera bag you'll ever need?
No.
Well, I didn't tell you what camera bag.
It really doesn't matter. You always need another camera bag.
Raise his hand. Can AI turn a cheap lens into a more expensive one?
No.
What?
So
disappointing.
It does not look the same. It can make a cheap. I guess technically it can make a cheap lens turn into a better lens, but it's never going to make it the same quality as an actual more expensive lens.
Exactly. Is this the ultimate portrait lens?
If by this you mean an 85mm prime, then yes.
Should I switch
anything
camera
else is
band?
garbage. Sorry, what was that?
Ben, quickly as possible. No following up. Should I switch camera brands, Ben?
I have a question for you. Are you rich? Whatever you just said, there's your answer.
All right.
If you're not rich, then no, stick with what you got.
Canon EOS RP versus Nikon Z5. Which is better?
Oh, I watched this one. Canon RP. Boom. Done.
Is the Canon EOS R5 the best camera for wedding photographers?
No, because it has an electronic viewfinder. Fight me. I hate electronic viewfinders.
Sony's are pretty good. Same with Panasonic's.
There's just something about it that I can get into that later. Rapid fire.
Fair.
Okay.
Why should you shoot portraits with a tilt-shift lens?
Oh, you shouldn't. If you're rich enough to own a tilt-shift lens and you need everyone to know, hey, I own a tilt-shift lens, then go for it.
Nice. Is the death of the entry-level DSLR upon us?
No, they say that every year. No, it's not.
But maybe this year is the year.
No.
Should you shoot film in 2021?
No, fight me. I hate film.
What is the best high-resolution camera?
The question is, it depends, and I guarantee your clients don't care. Basically, the trade-off is usability, ergonomics, and image quality, and depending on your use, then there's a different answer. So there's probably like 3 or 4 good ones, but it doesn't matter. Your client likes the photo, and that's what matters.
Is Photo Mechanic a Lightroom killer?
No, absolutely not. And that is a very thinly veiled attempt, and this article probably reeks of sponsorship bias.
We talked about some of this recently. Can free open source software beat an Adobe subscription?
Ooh, no. It can come close, but can it beat it? No.
Yeah, I wish it did.
It's
Canon
good,
or Nikon?
but it can't beat it. What?
Canon or Nikon?
Sony, he says, especially with 4 camera Canons on his desk, sipping from his Canon mug.
All right. Is this legendary Zeiss lens worth the price?
Absolutely not. Doesn't even matter which one they're talking about. Zeiss lenses are ridiculously expensive, and I guarantee they're not actually worth that.
Is it time to say goodbye to your mouse, Ben?
If you're not editing on a tablet yet, then you should be, but switching back and forth prevents carpal tunnel, so no, keep that mouse.
Cool, makes sense. Can a similar priced PC beat the new Apple computer?
Yes. Every time this article comes out, every single time Apple releases a computer. I've seen this like 4 different times. Every time. PC wins every time. If you spec out a $10,000 Mac and a $10,000 PC, I guarantee the PC kicks its butt every time.
But Ben, the new MacBook Pro M1, that surely is a game changer, right?
Oh, I think the headline for that article is this going to change the industry forever? I'll give you a freebie. No,
Nope.
it won't.
Nope. Is Adobe Flash dead?
Yes. Actually, funny story about that. When it officially died, a train in, I think, Japan shut down because it was being operated off Flash, and rather than upgrading the firmware, they installed a pirated version of Flash that still worked.
Oh man, never change IT. I feel for you, though. Is Fujifilm about to change the industry forever?
No, and I'm assuming this is about their 400 megapixel pixel shift camera. But no, the answer is no.
What is the best way to get above your skill level?
Oh, we talked about this article. It's so dumb. Practice and get good. There is no easy shortcut.
Even AI?
No, just practice and get good. That is how you raise your skill level.
What about buying a new camera?
No. Practice, and get good. That is it.
That takes time and effort, though.
It does take time and effort. Listen to this podcast. That's how you get better. You get better by listening to this podcast and having tips and tricks on how to become a better photographer. Boom.
This podcast is the only shortcut for getting better.
The only one.
How do you make a natural light studio at home?
Oh, you have a big window or a garage door.
Sweet. How did YouTube save a photographer in 2020?
By creating online revenue. And no, that photographer was not me. I'm broke as hell. Thanks a lot, 2020.
And your last question, Ben.
Ooh,
why are photographers obsessed with other photographers' gear changes?
Dude, I have no idea. Why are photographers obsessed with other photographers' gear changes? Do you know?
Grass is greener, I suppose.
I guess. Maybe it's just that you like that train wreck of eating the popcorn and watching just like, oh, he changed from Canon to Nikon. I wonder why. Ooh, sports photographer changed to Nikon. Ooh, wedding photographer changed to Sony. I don't care. Yeah, I fell into that trap a long time ago, but I very, very much kind of quit caring about gear changes because work what you got.
I will say, I agree. Camera brands, whatever, is less interesting. But I am still quite interested in process changes. Like there are gear changes, there are process changes
now
that
is
are
interesting.
legitimately interesting. But which camera you're clicking? Yeah, whatever.
There was one that I said. If that was the last question,
it is.
I think we still got some time left. Because this was real short. there was one that I said I'll get to later. Do you remember which one it was?
I think it was electronic viewfinders for weddings.
Oh yes, that's right. Okay, so electronic viewfinders are great for probably a lot of the stuff you do and you don't care about. But there is just two little things that I hate about them, and I would not choose an electronic viewfinder camera for sports or for weddings, and here's why. When you take the photo, the screen itself blacks out even for a split second, and then that means I cannot see what is happening. So like for a wedding, when the screen blacks out without chimping looking at the back of my camera, I don't know if people blinked. Like during the first kiss, I want to make sure that I get that timing exactly right. And when the screen blanks out, it's a lot harder for me to tell if I actually did that. And if I have time to like zoom out and go vertical and get all the other options, or if they're done kissing. And then like the one time, so my new Panasonic Lumix camera has an electronic viewfinder, and the one time that I tried using it to shoot like a skateboarder, the skateboarder was going so fast, I shot a couple pictures, then he was out of my frame, and then I had to pull my head out of my camera to see where he went, and then I had to reframe and find him again. So I know for weddings, also sports, but the question was weddings. I hate electronic viewfinders. So that reason alone, anytime they're like, wow, this camera's amazing, and it is going to be the wedding photographer's dream. If it has an electronic viewfinder, the answer is no, it's not it's not a dream. Just like, let me keep my DSLR or get rid of that little bit of lag where I can't see.
Yep.
Because that's the problem I have with it.
Before anybody chimes in to say that Ben is wrong and there are electronic viewfinders that don't have that blackout when you take a photo,
Mine
yes,
does.
Those do exist, but they are the exception rather than the rule. If all electronic viewfinders, if you could confidently pick up any EVF and not have that blackout, then great, maybe there's something to be said there. But if you have to specifically search and maybe even like have to compromise because you need that functionality, you have to compromise on other things just to get a non-blackout EVF, that's not really a good place for them to be. So as of right now,
I have
EVFs
only
are a
owned
problem.
one EVF camera, and I've used 3 EVF cameras, and all of them black out when you actually take the photo, which is no good. Not for weddings, anyway.
No good.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
We should do this again.
So that has been Stop Clickbait.
Hashtag stop clickbait. When you share this episode, share it with the caption, hashtag stop clickbait, and tell us what your favorite or stupidest clickbaity thing is that you've seen. Why not?
Yep.
That's a fun comment. So.
And to help expand this movement, if you see clickbait out there on the internet,
answer it and then follow up with hashtag stop clickbait.
Exactly.
I think I have been banned from a couple of pages for doing that, but it is worth it.
It's really fun. It feels very gratifying to do.
It does. When they answer a thing that could be answered with a yes or no, it doesn't require a whole article, which I know you're just doing for the ad revenue. But come on, guys. Higher quality content every time. Let's do this. Hashtag stop clickbait. Write real stuff.
Yep. Agreed.
All right. That was fun. Thanks a lot for listening to this episode. We'll do this again, and this next time I'll put you in the hot seat. Until next time, we will see you around. If you have questions or ideas for future episodes, you can email us at hello@photo-op.show.
Watch us on Ben's YouTube channel at NomCreative.
As in Om Nom Nom.
Share this with a friend, and you can listen to Photo Op anywhere podcasts are sold.
Or download it. 'Cause it's free.